Holy guacamole, sports fans. You read that fucking title right. I had an interview that went well. And I'm not talking like, oh, it went good, it went so. That shit kind of went fucking hard, is what it went, bro. It was. I don't want to get too ahead of myself. I'll break down the story for you guys, of course. I'm gonna go over what happened in the interview, the process to get there. I'm not gonna say what company it was because, guys, this is the biggest company I've ever interviewed for. It is a massive company. I am quite frankly shocked they even got to my resume and wanted to have that interview. Anyways, I guess back to the fucking story. Just real quick, I wanted to thank everybody for the continued support. All the videos have been doing fucking crazy recently, and I really appreciate that. You guys are fucking legends, like all of you. So, I mean, if you're watching right now, just know I'm giving 2 big thumbs up. You can't see it, but you just gotta really trust me. But yeah, I feel like this is a crazy video to make after the last one where I was comparing finding a job to like finding Mothman. But apparently the chupacabra is real, guys, because they're out there. So I guess let me go over the situation here. So, as you guys all know, I lost my last software engineering job because I worked for a small company. It was a marketing firm, and the owners, they started using AI in all their marketing, and they lost most of their clients, and so they couldn't afford to pay me anymore. Hence me being laid off due to budget cuts. So that's kind of, the rundown of why I'm in the situation in the first place, in case anybody's joining again, or joining for the first time, I guess not again. I'm not cutting that out because I don't really cut shit out. But anyways, back to what I was saying here. Sorry, I'm getting off topic. I'm real fucking excited right now. Like, I'm grinning ear to ear. So, I was like, fuck it. AI got me into this mess. It's going to get me out. And so what I started doing, a lot more so than before, I have done this before, but what I started doing a lot more is basically updating my resume per job posting to make it look better for that job posting. And also putting that job posting into like an AI, whether that's Claude or ChatGPT, any free one. I don't like making accounts for AI. I feel like it's weird. But sometimes I have to. Or sometimes I have to use mine because I do have like a ChatGPT free account. But I prefer not to use it if possible. I don't know why. I honestly probably get better results if I did use my account. But anyways, I put like my resume in there and shit like that. And I'm just like, make this using my current skill set, experience, and like work history, make this fit this perfectly. And I used that for probably about 20 applications over the past couple days, past 3 days, maybe past 2 days. I think past 3 days, right? Today's Thursday, so starting on like Monday or Tuesday, that sounds about right. So for the past like 20 applications I've done, I've been just locked in, going to company websites, like with my experience with this resume, where's the best place to apply, such and such, shit like that. And I was like I said, AI got me in this mess. It's getting my ass out of this mess. And I didn't have high hopes for that working. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. You guys know my stance on anything AI related. Really, I'm just not a big fan. I think obviously there's good use cases for anything, but it's just not my cup of tea, not my favorite thing in the world. And I feel like a lot of that's because like my last placement employment lost my job due to over trusting and overutilizing AI when nobody wanted them to. So I do have like an irrational thing against it where I'm like real fucking annoyed about it all the time. But anyways, so I applied for this job the same day. Later, I applied for this job on Monday in the afternoon. I'm working at my old job again. I was telling you guys about where I'm working from home, so I can apply for more jobs and all that, and I can work on my programming in the meantime. Just better my skills, just do shit like that. Continue to add to my resume until I get something, right? Because I can't just sit stagnant and just want a job to come to me. It's not how the fucking world works. So I've been doing that, and I was on my lunch break at my new old job, and I was like, let me just check my email real quick, right? So I sent this in maybe 11 or 12, this application. By 2 or 3, I had a response going, hey, we'd love to meet you. We'd love to meet with you and like sit down. Our recruiter, blah 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 blah. Like loved your loved your resume and like to have an interview. And it was like click this link to schedule your time. And the email was legit. I applied for the job on a company site, so I knew it wasn't a scam. Like I did it on the company's site. It's a very big company. So I was like, all right, like, this is crazy. Just getting the interview is already like a good step in the right direction with a company this size wanting someone of this skill set. And they're like looking at my resume going, I'm impressed. And on my resume, I wasn't lying about anything. I will say that. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with lying on your resume. If I'm being honest, I say fuck the corporations. It's more for the person. It's just not something that I'm comfortable doing with my own resume. And so I was like, wow, like, okay, like I'm good enough for this. It was like a good reminder because I was losing hope for a little bit, a little doomer about it. And so I'm like, all right, fuck it. Like we got the interview. So I clicked the link. I set it for the soonest time, which was on Tuesday this week, right? Which would what was that? Yeah, Tuesday this week. Today's Thursday. And so I'm nervous. I am like shitting bricks going into this interview. I'm like, oh no, like I said like 100 times in this video so far, and we're only like, what, 6 minutes in? I'm so sorry to anybody having to hear that. But as I was saying, I'm nervous as fuck. My girl has just moved into my apartment here. I have a very small apartment. We've just moved in together. So she was like, hey, I'm going to head out. She's going to like finish packing up her apartment. She's like, I'll give you some like, space here to do your interview, because she could tell I was kind of nervous. So I appreciate that. Shout out to her. She is the realest of the real. And she's not here, by the way, right now. It sounded like it sounded like a fucking ad for my girlfriend. But that's just real. But she's like, I'll leave you to it. I'll leave you alone, which was nice. I started doing some push-ups on the ground after she left to like get my confidence up for this interview. And I'm like, all right, this is a big fucking company. Like this is and the job isn't directly a software engineering job. It's in the tech field. It's a cybersecurity job. So I'm like, holy shit. Like, holy shit. That's big news. So, because like, that is something I want to transition into. I've talked about it in videos before, where if I can get into something cybersecurity related, I think there's a lot more longevity in that nowadays. That's something that we'll always kind of need no matter how good AI gets for a lot of things. So I feel very I feel very good that it's a cybersecurity job and that I could build my skill set there and like hold that. So anyways, I have this interview. I finally get on there. I get there 5 minutes early. I have to wait for the recruiter to join. She joins. She was a very nice lady. She was kind of scaring me at first because she got a little annoyed at me. She was like, hey, you're talking too fast. Slow down. Which I was like, oh, fuck. Like, my fault. But that was like the first 2 minutes. And I was like, fuck, did I already fuck this up? But we recover. We recover because, we might fumble, but we get the ball back and we run a touchdown. Yeah, dude, I know sports. So fucking, we're on our call. We're having a good time. We're making jokes, laughing. I feel like that's something I'm really good at in interviews. Is like if I get an interview somewhere, besides that one interview where I had like 4 people come and fucking run an interview train on me, that shit was crazy. But I mean, if you guys are watching this video, you've definitely seen that video. That one has like 80K views. I don't know. That's the biggest video on my channel talking about that, so I won't get too deep in that. But normally, I'm great in interviews, especially in like these tech interviews, because a lot of people like in the field, I feel like they don't work on like their soft skills, like their interpersonal skills. And that's just something I got used to with like other jobs I had growing up, like before I ever got into something like this. So I do feel like I have an advantage there, and I was using that. I was like, like making jokes and shit, and we were having a good time. And basically at the end of the interview, she was just like, hey, your resume really stood out to me for this, and this, which was nice because I knew what she was looking for. And she was like, this is like, like the range of pay you can expect if you get selected for the second round of interviews. She's like, they'll go more in depth there and give you an exact number that you'd be making if you make it to the second round. And I was just like, all right, like that's a good step that she's bringing that up to me at least, because if she wanted to cut me off here, this is where she would. And then she was like, I'm gonna let the hiring manager know that you are a really strong candidate. I feel like you'd be great for the role, and I'll let you know on Thursday at noon if you've been if he's just like agreed to meet with you. And I was like, all right, like sounds good. I know they got a lot of applications. Like I said, it's a big fucking company, so I didn't think my hopes were too high, because she did tell me they're only hiring a single person, which is insane. So I'm like fighting for one singular spot, which does worry me even still. So this happens. We have a great interview. Like I said, like we're just going back and forth, talking about different experiences. I was asking her questions. I was like, oh, like, she's like, do you have any questions for me? And I'm like, yeah, like what are the opportunities for growth? Like, what do they look like in this position? And like, what does what does a good month look like here? Like, what would you like need to see from me to be like, wow, he had a good month or he had a good week? Like stuff like that, to be like, oh, like what do you guys look for? Like interview shit to where you're trying to like go back and forth with them. Like I'm really involved here. So that was, that was kind of where I was leaning. Trying to lean into like that personal side, like I said, and like show like, hey, like I'm not just here for the paycheck. I want to grow here, kind of thing. Like stuff you're supposed to say. So I'm doing all that, and then like we at the end of the interview, like I said, we talk for a little bit after. She tells me about the hiring manager stuff, and she's like, look, like I said, I meet with him on Thursday. She reiterates that. I am camping my email all day today. Today is Thursday. I am camping my email all day. She said noon, and if you don't hear from me by 12:30, to email her. So I'm like, all right. So I emailed her at 12:50 because I gave it some more time past 12:30. People get caught up. Meetings might run like 15 minutes long. I assume they wouldn't run 20 minutes long, but they could, I guess. So I email her today. I hear nothing back. I am in a shit mood. I went to get tickets to see the Odyssey. It's probably going to be fucking trash, but I got tickets to see it because I really want to see it in IMAX. And like I got the last possible seats somewhere. Like they're not the best seats, not terrible, but like I was already kind of like ass mood a little bit, and then I just didn't hear back from her, and I'm worried now. I'm like, dude, no, like I thought this was going so well. I get an email, like 6 p.m., maybe 6:30, around there, like 6:30, and it was her, and she was like, hey, thank you for reaching out earlier. Sorry I'm getting back to you so late. I have good news. We're moving into the next round of interviews. And she was basically saying like, next week isn't a good time. The week of the 20th, we'll send you a link shortly to schedule your time for the week of the 20th. So, I mean, general moral of the story here, because that's where we're at right now. I don't know about the second round yet. I could go in there, I could fumble it ASAP and just be like, I like jobs, and fucking get all nervous and shit and get fucking be like, all right, buddy, you're kick rocks. Like, so that could always happen. I don't think it'll happen. I think I'll do well. But, and if I get past this round, then I got to go to a technical interview round. So there's 3 rounds of interviews, up to 4, which I actually just found out. I thought there was just the 3 rounds originally, but there's up to 4 rounds depending on how you do in the last 2 rounds of interviewing. So, I mean, I'll keep you guys updated, obviously, because if I get this, that would be very big for me personally. And I mean, like I said, like you guys have been here through literally since I got like my I lost my job, started making those videos. You guys have been here through it all, so I mean, I really appreciate that. And like I really want. I guess I don't have the job right now, but I have a feeling I'll be getting it soon, and I just really wanted to share that with you guys. I guess like that's kind of why I made this, because I feel like a lot of times when I was really like down and like I'm not getting a job and all that, like a lot of the comments, you guys are really supportive, or like even if you guys aren't like, oh well, you'll get a job, man. Like a lot of you guys know just how ass the job market is, and you're just like I appreciate that you guys are real about it in the comments. Like, hey bro, you might not get a job. This shit's ass. It feels nice to have people to talk to about that. So I do appreciate all you guys watching. And yeah, I feel like I'm rambling a little bit here, but I mean, fucking great news. I'm on to the second round of interviews. A little nervous because the week of the 20th, I'm going to be like without cell signal for the 21st through the 25th. But I mean, I will make myself available if I need to like get everything done. But if I can get that interview on the 20th and then explain that I'll be like, without cell service at all to the guy, or, worst case, give like my dad my Gmail account so he can log in and just be like, oh, fucking this and this, like accept any invitations for like when I'm back in town, because my dad did offer to do that for me because he's a real one. And so that's kind of where we're at right now. I mean, like I said, I'll keep you guys updated, but I do have high hopes. I think I have a good chance of landing this job. I mean, and even if I don't land it, I feel like this really like re-sparked like my hope and like my faith in the job market a little bit. I mean, like I said, not the most, because like since I've been, like I said, I did like about 20 of those applications where I like had the resume like tailor made for that job, and this is the only one that reached out. So I'm not saying it's a foolproof or guaranteed fucking strat, but I do think that it's definitely the fucking way to go. And I mean, like I said, like I really appreciate all you guys. This is like came out of nowhere. I feel like my video is gonna look like I'm gonna look like a crackhead for my my channel. Is gonna be like finding Bigfoot's easier than finding a job, and then like me being like, guys, I had a good interview like right after that. But I guess that's just it's part of life. I guess ups and downs, but that's still like that is wild. I feel like if I look at all my videos, if I zoom out and just read all the titles like one by one in order, I probably look insane. But I mean, fuck it. It is what it is. And like I said, I got to end this video. I keep rambling. I appreciate you guys all for watching. I wanted to share the good news, or like the semi-good news, right? Because like I said, the job's not guaranteed. I wish I could tell you guys where it's at. I can't do that yet just because I don't want to fuck it up right now and jinx it. But, soon it'll happen. So, fuck yeah. I appreciate you guys. Thank you all for watching. I am going to do that Q&A video soon. So all the questions from the last video I'll be answering. And if you have any more questions, drop them below. I fucking love you guys, man. Thank you. I appreciate it. Deuces.